It's 8:41. My guest, Jim Bacon, who's with us every week from baconsrebellion.com, is back. And Jim, it looks, I don't want to jinx this. I went on because last time you and I talked, Bacon's Rebellion was being hacked or something awful had happened to the website, but it came up pretty easily when I went to baconsrebellion.com a couple of minutes ago. So you fixed that problem? Do you know what happened?
We still don't really know what happened. It might have just been a whole lot of coding kludge that accumulated over the years. We don't really know, but the main
it's
thing
working.
is all we care. It's working. That's all we really care about.
Okay. Hey, there are about 10 stories that I'd like to talk to you about. One of them that jumps out at me, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on it, is that UVA has recalibrated on the student tours that were like the I hate Thomas Jefferson. He was a horrible slaver. So, yeah, I'm going to come to this school and I'm going to get my degree and then go spread this hatred around the world. Those tours are now suspended.
Yeah, they have been. That is good news. I'm not really clear about the commitment to changing the tenor of the tours. There's two kinds of tours. There's the student orientation tours, basically. So if you're a prospective student, you want to apply to UVA, you come. Maybe your family comes along with you. You get a tour, and you kind of get a tour of, it's like, well, obviously you see the rotunda, the lawn, but then you go, well, this is what the cafeterias look like, and this is what the dormitories look like, and this is what the
so that freshmen know what they'll get if they spend a fortune to come to UVA. Okay.
So that's one kind of tour, and then there are the historical tours that anybody can show up to. So both have been suspended. Rather, the student guide service, which has become extraordinarily woke, that was giving the tours, has been suspended for while they just kind of reevaluate things. Now, the crazy thing about the student orientation tours is that those tours have gotten very political and very woke, and people were kind of going, "Hey, I want to know what does the dormitory room look like? What does what do the food facilities look like?" And they're getting subjected to all this stuff about historical racism and Thomas Jefferson is a bad guy, and slavery and eugenics and all the whole bit. Now, not every tour was like that. It kind of depended upon the tour guide, but a lot of people were unhappy. And the administration, the bishop's office, heard about it. They tried to kind of work with them for a couple of years, and they just obviously got nowhere. So they just said, "Okay, we're suspending, and we're like hiring interns to do scripted tours." Mm-hmm. So that was on the one hand. Now, we're not really sure why they suspended the historic tours, because that doesn't really have anything to do with UVA admissions, although. Clearly, we get the same response. Was when people come to visit, they hear about the history of UVA and Thomas Jefferson, and all they get is all the stuff about what a horrible place it was. Just you get a recounting of the history of repression over the last 200 years. But some of the local media portray this as, this is a big victory for the Jefferson Council, which has been calling for this very thing for a long time, but. Then the UVA administration comes out and says, well, no, this doesn't have anything to do with that. It's all because the student guides were they weren't even mentioning the problem with the content. They were just saying, well, there weren't enough of them to do all the tours that we needed, and then sometimes they didn't show up, and that's the real reason we did it. So we're not really sure what was going on inside the heads of the administrators, and whether this is really kind of good news or not.
Well, I'm glad to see it pause, and I hope you and the Jefferson Council and concerned alums will get involved in whatever the next manifestation of these tours are, so that we don't get the "we hate Virginia, we hate Thomas Jefferson" parade. Doesn't seem like a very smart way to promote yourself, and I'm glad to at least see the pause.
Thomas Jefferson, UVA's brand is Thomas Jefferson, and they're just
like it or not.
They're just peeing all over their brand, and it's from a marketing point of view, it's absolutely extraordinarily stupid. But, on the other hand, you've got these woke students and woke professors, and you got to go, well, we believe in the freedom of speech and freedom of this and that, and which is all true. And these are all values that we do have. But
But maybe not as a part of your institutionalized welcome to campus speech.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.